Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including the semi-delivery event and everything we learned there about Tesla's future products, Tesla price cuts in the US, and their big upcoming Q1, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to Omaze for sponsoring a portion of this video. First up today, Tesla's chief designer, Franz von Holzhausen, just did an interview for CNBC at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. Currently, there's an exhibit called Inside Tesla, which I did a full video on, linked below, and funny enough, you can actually see me in their video. In any case, Franz talked about a number of things from his past at Mazda, his start at Tesla, and everything they've done in the last 15 years. Of course, a big focus for this interview was the Cybertruck, the legendary window brake, the Semi, and the future. Currently, he's driving a Plaid Model S, and he sees that as the best product Tesla has shipped and made thus far. One of the coolest clips to hear is when he talks about his favorite Tesla design. He said this.
Favorite one is the one that's coming. I think that we can't talk about.
My personal speculation is that he's talking about Tesla's future robotaxi here. Tesla has talked about their future dedicated robotaxi more than their $25,000 EV at this point, but of course, Franz couldn't confirm anything about the future Tesla design he's talking about. He talked more about the Cybertruck as well, saying, quote, "Oddly enough, it may not look it, but the Cybertruck is an incredibly aerodynamic vehicle. The Cybertruck design is polarizing, but I think Tesla is really planning to combine a shocking design with incredible function." Regarding Tesla's future product, to me, it's always great to hear Tesla employees, executives, or designers aside from Elon talking about things like this. Elon's predictions have been known to be a bit lofty at this point, so hearing from Franz, the one directly working on their future design the most, is very exciting. In response to this clip on Twitter, though, Elon did send a wink emoji. Next up today, after 5 years since its unveil, Tesla held their semi-delivery event and handed off first semi-trucks to Pepsi and Frito-Lay. Tesla started the event by bringing the Semi on stage, and Elon Musk was presenting along with Dan Priestley, Tesla's senior manager of semi-truck engineering. A little background on him, he's been working at Tesla for over a decade and has been leading program efforts for all Tesla trucking. He has a very impressive resume, especially at Tesla, so it was great to see him presenting along with Elon. This event took place at Giga Nevada, and this is the first vehicle Tesla has shipped from there. Tesla started by talking about their reasoning for making this vehicle, because only 1% of US vehicles are combination trucks, but they account for 20% of US vehicle emissions and 36% of US vehicle particulate emissions. The Semi can help change this, and Tesla wants to cover all major forms of terrestrial transport. Here they show their current lineup of luxury and luxury SUVs, mid-size vehicles, and now commercial vehicles. Next to that is their pickup truck and the future robotaxi. This is the first part to speculate on from this event. This is another time that Tesla is talking about their future robotaxi while completely leaving any mention of a cheaper $25,000 vehicle out of the picture. I think the robotaxi fills that role for Tesla, and that this is the vehicle Franz was hinting at in this CNBC interview, but we'll have to see how that develops. Tesla's focus at this event was performance. The Semi isn't just a better for the environment alternative for trucking, it's better in almost every way. They say it's a step change improvement in what it's like to drive a Semi. It has 3 times the power of any diesel truck on the road right now and can go 500 miles on a single charge. Here's where Tesla unveiled something big. This is enabled with their new 1,000 volt powertrain. It's their first vehicle with this technology, but he added,
"And don't worry, there'll be some more vehicles coming with that."
So Tesla has plans to use this technology in future vehicles. Many have wondered if they would upgrade their cars from their current 400 volt architectures, and it looks like they will do this with the Semi, and the assumption is that the next car to do it would be the Cybertruck. The Semi utilizes the tech that Tesla has shipped in their existing cars at scale, and vertical integration at Tesla helps out immensely delivering this product. They've been doing hardcore testing to ensure that it's very reliable and they can run it all day, and they're in the process of using the Semi in their own transportation between factories. The powertrain for the Semi is tri-motor, using essentially the Plaid powertrain. It has 1 highway drive unit and 2 acceleration units. These work in tandem to ensure you have incredible acceleration and efficiency once you don't need all 3 motors. Here they are testing the Semi loaded at 82,000 pounds at a 6% incline and accelerating. This is something unheard of for trucks this size. The big thing beyond accelerating, though, is regen braking. When going down a grade, regen braking is available, putting energy back into the battery and allowing you to avoid using brakes. You don't have shifting, and in this situation where typical Semi brakes would get hot and potentially overheat, the Semi is using regen, so that's not an issue at all. They mentioned stopping at mandatory brake check stops and having cold brakes since they weren't even even used. This is big and a particular benefit only available with an electric semi-truck. As for range, they completed a test run of 500 miles, fully loaded at 82,000 pounds, from Fremont to San Diego on a single charge on November 25th. Here they show all the elevation they climbed and certain areas that used more efficiency. This is something many haven't thought was possible, but the Semi can do it because of its efficiency under 2 kilowatt hours per mile. So far, we've known that the Semi was designed for efficiency, but we haven't known what the actual efficiency of the Semi was. Under 2 kilowatt hours is great, but this could imply about a 1,000 kilowatt hour battery pack. In regards to this, Elon finally unveiled the efficiency of the Semi, saying, quote, "Current efficiency is 1.7 kilowatt hours per mile, but there is a clear path to 1.6, possibly 1.5. He didn't confirm the battery pack size, but this could imply a battery pack around 850 kilowatt hours if this number of 1.7 kilowatts per mile is the average efficiency across a normal route. As for charging, that's where the most exciting unveil came. Tesla talked about their 1 megawatt plus DC charging technology. It uses immersion cooling, and it's a change from their V3 charging cables. They specifically show the detail for their V4 superchargers and mentioned that charging speeds like this are key for high power applications like the Semi. Then he asked Elon, "Do you want to tell them?" And Elon said,
I mean, it's going to be used for Cybertruck too.
Then they added that this is coming to their superchargers next year, and these are some of the first real details we've heard from Tesla about V4 superchargers. They should be capable of transferring 1 megawatt charging speeds, which is incredible, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Omaze. I'm excited to be working with Omaze to offer you the chance to win a custom Tesla Model S Apex. This highly sought after EV, as you already know, is the quickest production sedan ever, made with a 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. It's a 5-seater with 1,020 horsepower, a top speed of 200 miles per hour, and 396 mile range. However, this one has been customized by the team at Unplugged Performance. It features a satin gray exterior paired with a Serrano red Von Holzhausen vegan bamboo leather interior. It also has a carbon fiber wide body kit with accents that give it a truly one-of-a-kind feel. This kit includes carbon ceramic brakes as well. The approximate retail value of this car is over $260,000. Donations to this sweepstakes also benefit a great cause, the Peterson Automotive Museum. The Peterson Automotive Museum is a nonprofit extending its educational programs to share the history of the automobile and its impact on global life and culture. For your chance to win a custom Tesla Model S Apex and support the Peterson Automotive Museum, head to omaze.com/Ryan Shaw and enter now. The experience closes on January 27th at 11:59 p.m. PST, and I promise you don't want to miss this. Ultimately, they plan to build a sustainable infrastructure with companies buying the Semi, and they handed over keycards to Pepsi executives who were very excited to take delivery. This event was very exciting for many reasons. There's a lot to be excited about with this truck and the technology it brings out for Tesla as a whole, but there are a lot of unanswered questions for the Semi. It's unclear how many Tesla Semis are being delivered to Pepsi right now, how Tesla production is going on the Semi, or when we'll see this truck ramp. We also don't know what the charging time is because there's of course a charging curve with that 1 megawatt plus DC fast charging. They also neglected to mention autopilot in any way, and the driver in their 500-mile test was driving entirely manually, so the assumption is that it's just not available yet. There's a lot to be developed in the Semi program, and megacharger infrastructure will be vital to deployment of Semis in the future. It will likely be a long process of Tesla working with companies, receiving feedback, building infrastructure, and improving things with software updates, but the journey officially started at this delivery event. To me, the most exciting part about this event, though, was Tesla's unveil about charging speeds in the Cybertruck. I've talked at length about charging infrastructure for EVs and how much improvement is needed for cars besides Teslas. What we're seeing with electric trucks, too, is that they aren't very efficient for EVs, as expected due to their size, and then they take longer to charge as a result. So you can drive around 300 miles or so, but as soon as you tow anything, your range drops, and then you have to charge up a 135 kilowatt hour or 200 kilowatt hour battery pack. The Ford F-150 then tops out at 150 kilowatt charging speeds, while others like the Hummer EV can top out at 350 kilowatts if you can find the right working charger. This can lead to long charging stops, and I think this is a big reason why Tesla has been delaying the Cybertruck release. There are many factors, but they don't care about being late to releasing an electric truck. They want to ship the best truck, the one that makes sense in the real world. A big way this will make sense is with 1 megawatt charging. As I mentioned, Tesla confirmed that the 1 megawatt DC fast charging tech that they're using on the Semi will be coming to V4 superchargers and the Cybertruck. They also said that their 1,000-volt powertrain will be used in future vehicles, so the assumption is that this will be used in the Cybertruck. At its peak, this could mean that the Cybertruck could charge 4 times faster than current Tesla superchargers. Ultimately, this could mean that you could tow and recharge the Cybertruck battery in less time than it currently takes to charge up a Model 3 at a V3 supercharger. But just because it's a technology that can do 1 megawatt charging doesn't mean that it will. That energy has to be transferred from a supercharger delivering those speeds, and while the new cables for V4 superchargers can pass 1 megawatt, we don't know what speeds Tesla plans for in their V4 superchargers. These could be 350 kilowatt speeds, which would be great, and an improvement on V3 chargers, but not 1,000 kilowatts. In the past, Elon has hinted about Tesla doing far more than 350 kilowatt charging speeds, but in the real world, incredibly fast charging is very difficult to deliver. That's why Tesla has capped their chargers at 250 kilowatts thus far. In any case, this is great news for future Tesla charging. For the Cybertruck, it could mean that you'll have 350 kilowatts, 500 kilowatts, or even 1 megawatt charging speeds available at certain states of charge, and some V4 chargers. In theory, your slow chargers could be current V3 superchargers. This is something I've expected from Tesla, as they know that charging a large truck from 45 to 60 minutes each session is not going to fly in the real world of trucking. I'm really curious to see how this develops though, and it makes me even more excited for the Cybertruck. I personally expect 350 kilowatts or so to be what comes first, but I'd love to see the Cybertruck capable of insane 1 megawatt charging speeds, blowing all EVs out of the water. Next up today, a big development for Tesla pricing in the US. For the longest time, we've been wanting Tesla to lower prices, but they've only been raising them. For a Model Y, your starting price right now in the US is $66,000, and Tesla has been able to maintain these prices in high margins because demand is there for every vehicle they can make and sell at this price. Now, we've started to see some signs that Tesla may be facing slight demand issues, but this time it may not be what most assume. For Q1 in 2023, Tesla is planning to have massive production output from Giga Texas. Until now, that factory has been ramping slowly, but a new report is saying that Tesla is planning to produce 75,000 Model Ys in Giga Texas within Q1 of 2023 alone. This would be a run rate of over 5,000 Model Ys per week for that whole quarter, a much larger output than we've seen so far. A big part of this increase in production relates to order cancellations according to sources. Since Teslas have such long wait times, many customers' situations change between ordering and taking delivery, leading to cancellations. Additionally, some customers want to push delivery to next year since there is an upcoming new EV tax credit, which the Model Y should qualify for. Essentially, if you can wait until January, you should be able to get up to $7,500 off of your purchase, which is something worth waiting for. This is leading to cancellations since Tesla is less lenient with pushing deliveries to next year. Now, Tesla is incentivizing customers to take delivery this year by offering a $3,750 discount in the US called a price adjustment for every Model 3 and Y delivered in the US this month. This is something we haven't seen from Tesla in a long time, and clearly shows that they want to incentivize people to take delivery. This offer is only available within this month, and I've heard from customers who took delivery with this price adjustment, and others who were texted about it by Tesla. On top of that, if you check Tesla's inventory site, there are new Model 3s available to purchase, and it says, take delivery of a new Model 3 or Model Y in December 2022 for a $3,750 credit. One thing immediately noticeable is that this credit amount is exactly half of what the full EV tax credit should be at $7,500, but it may be the exact amount certain cars will qualify for depending on battery material stipulations. There are many specific requirements for the revised EV tax credit, and some cars will only be eligible for $3,750 off. We won't know for sure what Tesla's vehicles qualify for until January, but it looks like Tesla is trying to offer the same amount as the tax credit so that customers have no reason to delay delivery. This could confirm that some of these cars will get $3,750 off through the tax credit come January, but again, it doesn't confirm it. Technically as well, we're assuming that the Model 3 will be price capped out of any incentive, so this $3,750 off could be a great deal that you actually won't be able to get next year. It's very weird timing, and we don't know what will change come 2023 for pricing, but this could be a great deal for customers looking to buy right now. It's not a full price drop, but it's the first time Tesla has directly lowered pricing on their cars in a long time. Last up today, Tesla has launched a new version of their safety score tool used in insurance, insurance, and approving people for versions of the FSD beta. The first change comes with late night driving. Quote, late night driving is defined as the number of seconds you spend driving at night, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., divided by the number of seconds you spend driving total during the day and night. Drive sessions that span 2 days will apply to the day the trip ends. Late night driving includes all driving at night, including any driving done on autopilot. The value is capped at 29.3% in the safety score formula. Late night or early morning driving is more dangerous due to reduced visibility, distractions, and drowsiness, so Tesla is now valuing this in their safety score, which determines insurance rates where their insurance has this system in place. For trip visualization, quote, you can now access a visualization after your drive that shows you when specific events that impacted your score occurred. This gives owners a better look at things that affected their score. Previously, it was hard to know. Here's an example of a trip shared by Super Tesla on YouTube to Drive Tesla Canada. There are a number of other small changes, like a grace period after disengaging autopilot of 5 seconds, and the change that hard braking and aggressive turning count the number of events instead of the duration of each event. There are more updates, and this program is rolling out slowly to each market where Tesla Insurance uses it. This adds things that will please drivers and annoy others, but it's great to see Tesla refining this. In the past, you would get dinged for certain things that seemed inconsequential to safety, or you would have no idea why your score was so low. Hopefully this clears some things up. I live in California, so I can see my safety score, but it isn't legally allowed to be factored into Tesla insurance rates yet. I'm curious to see how this update works in practice for customers. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the truth about charging at Tesla, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.